Hello, guys. Welcome to the J Zone, and tonight we're going to talk about the 1978 musical The Wiz, released by Universal Pictures and Motown Productions. This opened on October 24th, 1978. According to Wikipedia, that was a Tuesday, so I don't know. The Wiz, based on The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by Frank L. Baum. I remember everybody knows the classic 1939 version starring Judy Garland. This is the urban retelling of The Wiz based on the 1974 musical of the same name, starring, directed by Sidney Lumet, who I haven't looked at all of his credits, but I do know his name. I think I've seen some of his films. Starring Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, my favorite, Ted Ross and Nipsey Russell in the main roles as Dorothy, the Scarecrow, Lion, and Tin Man. Also starring, we have the wonderful Mabel King, who I love her, great talent. She was in The Jerk, starring Steve Martin. And one of my favorite classic sitcoms was Happening from 1976 through 1979. And we also have Teresa Merritt, again, another legend. She was in the sitcom That's My Mama, which ran on ABC from 1974 to 1975. Love that. And I also saw her in Wes Craven, one of my favorite horror directors, and The Serpent and the Rainbow. I believe that was from 1988. Also starring Thelma Carpenter, which I don't know much about her, but she gave a great performance. I love her singing and her performance, so let me know if you know more about Thelma Carpenter and what I should check out from her. Also starring the legendary Lena Horne. Of course, everyone loves her. She played, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't said this. Mabel King played Eveline, the Wicked Witch of the West. Great job, or I believe she originated this role on Broadway, I believe, and she reprised it for the film. Teresa Merritt played Aunt Em, Dorothy's aunt, which we see her at the beginning of the film. Thelma Carpenter as Miss One. Who is Miss One? She was the Good Witch of the South, I believe. And Lena Horne was the Good Witch. She was the Good Witch. I can't remember which. She was the North, South, East, or West, but she was Good Witch. And Richard Pryor as the Wiz. Alright, now I first saw this film. I don't know if this was the first time I saw it, but I remember us watching it back in school. It was elementary school. I remember having the TV and the VHS rolled in. This was like in the early 90s sometime, so I definitely remember that. And of course I loved it. Show you my collection. I'm sure at one point I had this on VHS. This is my DVD, which I probably brought this in the early 2000s as well. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Oops. Yeah, this is Universal. This probably came out after 2003. This has the little things that you have to open, which a lot of the ones that came out in 2003 and after had. So the special features, production notes, theatrical trailer, film highlights, cast and crew bio, so I love it. And I read this is a staple around Thanksgiving, and I've been watching this lately. Actually, I'm going to see The Wiz live tomorrow in the city where I live. Maybe it's coming to a city near you. Traditionally, I'm not a big fan of musicals, but The Wiz, if I had to pick a musical, would be my favorite. And I always said, please bring it back. I wish they'd bring it back. But they finally bring it back. This is like a pre-Broadway on tour or release. Charlotte, North Carolina is where I'm seeing it. So if you're from Charlotte, you're going to see it, or in your city, let me know if you enjoyed it. Did you see The Wiz, the original Broadway, back in 1974? Did you see the film? Please let me know your thoughts and what you thought of the film. Even in like later years, let me know what you thought. And here's my DVD, which I probably brought in the late 2000s collection. I don't know if this has had any later releases, like special edition or 4K. But I know I probably brought this like 2010 or 11. probably around there. This has like a neat little, it's called Whiz On Down the Road, which is like a little retro from 1978 little featurette. Do y'all remember those? Because I remember like watching like HBO like in the 90s and Cinemax and everything, premiere movies. They had like these little like, they weren't real long, like 5-10 minute like featurettes and stuff. And I remember those for movies, so I love those. So yeah. Diana Ross, this movie opened. Unfortunately, I was nominated for like 3 or 4 Academy Awards. It didn't win. And I was surprised that this was a critical and commercial failure. I think I read that this was, at the time, like the biggest musical. It's shown in New York. Astoria Studios, the World Trade Center. Sure, there's one sequence, and this is like the biggest musical up to that time. And it didn't do too good. It was a critical and commercial failure. Some attributed that. I heard of this because they thought Diana Ross was too old to be playing Dorothy. She was 33 at the time. Although the character, like I said, I haven't seen the Broadway musical or the original. Tomorrow's be my first time seeing it live on stage, but for the film, she was read as a 24-year-old Harlem school teacher, and this is set in New York. I don't know if that was the same case for the musical or if that just translated to the film. But let me know. And I also saw the 2015 NBC The Wiz Live, which was very popular. Within recent years, they've been bringing back these classic musicals and doing them live on like NBC, Fox, and different networks, so I saw that. And I enjoyed it. Did you watch it? Did you love it? Some of my favorite songs from the musical include The Feeling That We Have, sung by the wonderful Teresa Merritt. Put your arms around me, child, like when you bumped your shin. You know I loved you now, as I loved you then. And I'd like to know it's there, the feeling that we have, when you know that you can come running to me whenever times are bad. Forgive me. Can I Go On, which by Diana Ross, that's my theme. I can't tell you how many times I've cried and sung to that because I feel every word of that song. I don't even know the first thing about what they're feeling. What am I afraid of? Don't know what I'm made of. Can I go on not knowing? Feeling. Something tells me that it's more than I can deal with. Though I never knew the song, some words still catch on, like Karen and Sharon being together. And of course I love You Can Win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game, by Michael Jackson. And Ease On Down the Road, Brand New Day, and Don't Nobody Bring Me No Bad News. When I wake up in the afternoon, which it pleases me to do, don't nobody bring me no bad news, 'cause I wake up already negative and I fired up my fuse. So don't nobody bring me no bad news. And speaking of that, my mother brought me this years ago, The Wiz, this vinyl soundtrack. Isn't that beautiful? I also have this on CD, but I don't have it with me. So I'm just so excited to see this tomorrow and how it comes together. Got a lot of holes in this. I've had this for years. There you go. So did I mention everything? Of course, The Wiz. See, I have my notes. If you've been with me, I had like to make notes as a memory to say and look back at these, and also to touch on things I want to make sure I touch on. But again, please, I'd love to hear from you. If you saw The Wiz, the original Broadway show in 1978, the film version when you came out, what did you think of it? Even if you saw it later on TV or what have you, please let me know if you love The Wiz, what you thought of it. And stay tuned for my future videos. As I say, I love Michael Jackson. I'm a big fan. I actually got to meet Michael Jackson in Neverland way back in 1990. It's autographs, so stay tuned for that. I have a video coming, the time I met Michael Jackson. See that? Isn't that gorgeous? Just love that. And also my kidney transplant video is coming soon, which I have been teasing for like the past 5 months now, but I promise you, real soon, I'm gonna get out real soon. So thank you. My name is Jay. This is Jay Sohn. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, come back for more. We always have a good time here. My goal is to be a light to you, make you laugh, make you smile. And if I do that, then I'm doing something good. And any questions, leave them down below. You can follow me on Instagram at thejayzone87, THAJAYZONE at 87. And also, for all things MJ and the Jackson Family related, Original Neverland Kid 90 on Facebook and Instagram. Alright, you guys, until next time, come on in, ease on down the road. Come on, ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down the road.